Welcome learners. We are in the class of knowledge organization, classification, practice. We shall cover synthesizing class numbers for Generalia class and the main class library science. The universe of knowledge in colon classification is divided into traditional basic subjects under the faculties of the natural sciences, the social sciences, and humanities, along with their canonical classes, systems, and specials. Sometimes it happens that in a document, more than one but related basic subjects manifest, which is treated as partial comprehensions in colon classification. But when a document deals with multidisciplinary or multifaceted subjects to such an extent that it cannot be categorized within the scope of any of the above subjects, it is to be treated as a Generalia document. The division of the universe of knowledge in colon classification 6th edition starts with the Generalia class, followed by library science, and then different traditional classes in natural sciences, humanities, and social sciences. In today's class, we shall discuss the scopes, isolates, rules, principles for constructing class numbers of different types of Generalia documents. We also cover here the basic class library science, schedules of isolates in its different fundamental categories, the rules for using these isolates and thereby synthesizing class numbers of the subject under the scope of basic class library science. Now move on to Generalia. By Generalia is meant a class into which should go any publication which deals with several subjects which cannot go with any other single main class. It may happen that the subject of a document cannot be assignable to one main class, neither to a broad group of classes, or it may not be a manifestation of any relation of two or more basic classes. Rather, it covers parts of knowledge from different unrelated subjects. Then the subject of the document is assigned as Generalia class. For example, you may consider a daily newspaper. It covers news on large vista of subjects such as social, political, economic, criminal, law, legislature, etc., and many more. Such documents cannot be assigned a particular class. Thus, there is no Generalia subject, only there are Generalia documents which hold together bits of knowledge from various disparate subjects. Every component subject of the given subject of the document is manifested equally in such a way that it cannot be properly assigned to a particular main class. The colon classification 6th edition gives the provision of Generalia class as main class Generalia, which holds only ordinary exposition of Generalia and is denoted by the bare digit Z, and the main class Generalia bibliography, which is denoted by the digit small a. Generalia main class small z is used for documents of wide coverage. It may contain multidisciplinary documents such as universal encyclopedias, general periodical, etc., or area studies such as Indology, Sinology, Generalia materials by or on multifaceted persons such as Gandhiana, Nehruana, etc. When it is an Generalia area study, the digit small z should be divided by geographical device. See Rule 9 small z2 in colon classification 6th revised edition, page number 1.62. As for example, Asian studies, it is denoted by small z4. Here 4 denotes the notation for Asia in colon classification 6th edition, and Asian studies cover any study within the geographical scope of Asia. It may hold the political aspect, the cultural aspect, the economic aspect, the sports aspect, the entertainment aspect. Everything may be covered, but within the geographical jurisdiction of Asia. So, that is the Asian studies cover all these subjects, and thus Asian studies will be classified within the Generalia class, and it will be denoted by small z for Generalia class and 4 for the notation of Asia. In the same way, Indology deals with study on India, and any aspect of the study may be included within the jurisdiction of geographical coverage of India in the subject Indology. So, it covers multifaceted subjects. Again, it may be political science, law, sports and culture, entertainment, and any other subject within the scope of Indology, and for that it will be dealt as the Generalia document on India. So, the notation will be small z for Generalia class and amplified by 4 that is the notation for India. In case of Generalia person study, the digit small z should be amplified by alphabetical device using the name of the person concerned for the purpose. Designating a person as a class helps to bring together all his works belonging to different subjects. In this way, for example, Gandhiana will be denoted by the notation small z capital G. Here, small z Generalia is amplified by capital G, that is using the alphabetical device for Gandhi. So, all the works by Mahatma Gandhi are to be covered as found in the study Gandhiana by the notation small z capital G. In the similar way, Platoana, that is all the works by Plato, is denoted by the notation small z capital P. Now, whenever the bare digit small z that is not amplified by geographical device or alphabetical device, is amplified by an anteriorizing common isolate digit, then the digit small z is to be omitted and the class number would begin with the anteriorizing common isolate ACI digit only. See rule 9 small z4 in page number 1.62 of colon classification 6th revised edition. Thus, a general encyclopedia will get the class number small k and not small z k, because the encyclopedia is treated as ACI in colon classification and small z is omitted as ACI is used here. In the similar way, a multidisciplinary journal will be denoted as small m from the ACI, and if we make it small z small m, it will be wrong. Now we show some examples of Generalia documents and synthesizing class numbers for Generalia documents according to colon classification 6th revised edition. Say for example, Encyclopedia Britannica. We are going to classify Encyclopedia Britannica according to colon classification 6th edition. So we know Encyclopedia Britannica covers several subjects and disciplines, and for that it must be treated as a Generalia document. So basic class will be Generalia and it will be denoted by small z. Then general encyclopedia, we can get the notation from anteriorizing common isolate in page number 2.5. Follow the colon classification 6th revised edition. There you will see 2.5 page number. In anteriorizing common isolates, the notation for encyclopedia is small k and there is a facet formula for small k encyclopedia. So small k p comma p2. Now p or p1 is to be got by geographical device and p2 is to be got by chronological device. So the class number, as we see here, the notations for Great Britain, as the Encyclopedia Britannica published from Great Britain, and it was started publishing in 1768. So in P1 we get the notation 5-6 for Great Britain from space isolates, and for 1766 we take up to the decade. The notation will be L for 18th century and 6 denotes the 6th decade. So for brevity we do not take here the exact year but the up to decade, as no other encyclopedia started publishing in that decade. So we can take up to decade notation. Thus the colon class number according to the rule should be small z small k, then 56 comma L6. But as the rule 9 small z4 in page 1.62, the correct class number will be small k 56 comma capital L6, as small z will be omitted here. Similarly, the class number of The Hindu, an Indian daily newspaper, first published in 1878, will be M44, M7. Here M is the notation for periodical from anteriorizing common isolate in page number 2.5 of CC6. Then 44 is the notation for India, and M7 denotes 1870s. Now, generally a person study. In case of a person coming as a class, small z may be amplified by alphabetical device by the name of the person. Here we present the example Journal of Gandhian Studies, which started publishing in the year 1973. As Gandhian Studies does not denote any specific subject, but because Gandhiji was a multifaceted person, so it will come under the Generalia class, the Journal of Gandhian Studies. Gandhian study is denoted by small z capital G, and journal will be denoted by the anteriorizing common isolate small m, and the P1 of anteriorizing common isolate m is got by geographical device. For India it will be 44, and P2 of anteriorizing common isolate m will be N73 for the year 1973, the starting year of the journal. Therefore, the class number is small z capital G m small m 44, N73. Here the difference from the previous example is delineated by the amplification of Generalia class. In the previous example of Encyclopedia Britannica, the bare digit small z was taken for the Generalia document. In case of Journal of Gandhian Studies, the small z Generalia class is amplified by the alphabetical device for Gandhian study. Therefore, here in case of Gandhian studies, both the Generalia class notation and the notation for journal as ACI will both come together. Next we see another example, that is on Generalia area study. Here we take an arbitrary example, Asian Journal of Indology, started publishing since the year 2008. So it is generally a document because the study is on Indology. It will be denoted by small z amplified by the geographical device, and for India it is 44. Then comes the anteriorizing common isolate M for journal, and then P1 and P2 of the ACI for journal M, that is P1 is obtained by geographical device and P2 is obtained by using chronological device. Therefore, the class number is small z 44 Indology, then small m periodical or journal, then Asian journal is amplified by the P1 of periodical, that is 4, and then P2 of periodical is denoted by capital P08 by using chronological device. Next, another example we cite here for Generalia class, and here both the anteriorizing common isolate and posteriorizing common isolate are going together with the Generalia class. The example, the arbitrary title is Report of the Institute of Asian Studies, Kolkata, and the institute was established in the year 1980. So, Asian Studies are generally a document and it is denoted by small z and 4. Then, where it is situated in Kolkata. So, small z 4, then space isolate dot 44 dot k. For Kolkata, we have taken 44 dot k, capital K. We have used here alphabetical device, capital K, and institute from colon classification 6th edition is denoted by the personality posteriorizing common isolate and is denoted by the notation small d, and specific institute is again denoted by the chronological device. As it is a non-localized institute, the chronological device and preceded by 9 will be used for P1 of small d PCI, personality PCI. So P1 by 9 CD. So P1 by chronological device preceded by 9, we will get the year of establishment 1980. So 9 capital N 8. Then the report is denoted by the ACI notation small r. Thus the number will be Asian Studies small z4, then the space isolate dot 44 dot capital K, then comes small d for institute as personality PCI, and the connecting symbol will be comma, and then again P1 of the personality PCI, and it will be constructed by using chronological device preceded by 9. So 9 capital N 8, and finally the anteriorizing common isolate small r. Therefore, the final class number is small z 4 dot 44 dot capital K comma small d comma 9 capital N 8 small r. Now, after discussing about the Generalia documents, we move on to Generalia bibliography. In case of Generalia bibliography, the facet formula and schedules as given in chapter 9 small z of the schedules part 2 page number 2.29 is small a P personality facet, then comma second level of personality facet, then third level of personality facet, and then fourth level of personality facet, all in first round. Here, first level personality stands for the kind of bibliography by its material of exposition. It includes material by mode of presentation, by mode of scripts, by language, by nature of publication, by age of publication, by edition, by social group of readers, by language of transition, by size, etc., to be included in the bibliography or catalog. The isolates have been enumerated in the schedule of first level in Generalia bibliography. You have to go to page 2.29 of colon classification 6th revised edition for consulting the isolates of these facets. Here, second level personality indicates the kinds of bibliography or catalog, such as a bookseller's catalog or a publisher's catalog. Third level personality is to be got by geographical device or alphabetical device depending upon the nature of isolates in the second level personality or P2. Then fourth level personality P4 also depends on P2 and is got by chronological device if required. The variation chart for P3 and P4 has been given in rules of chapter 9 small z in part 1, that is in page number 1.63 of colon classification 6th revised edition. We present some examples here. Indian National Bibliography, first published in 1958. Here it is generally a bibliography because Indian National Bibliography covers all the published documents in India, and therefore it comes under the Generalia class, and more specifically in Generalia bibliography class, that is denoted by small a. Here then Indian National Bibliography is a periodical publication. From page number 2.29 we get 4-6 for periodicals, first level of personality facet. Then list of publications in a geographic area. Indian National Bibliography is a bibliography of Indian publications or any publications on or about India. So it is a list of publications in a geographic area, that is India, and it will be denoted by the notation from second level personality facet in Generalia bibliography, and the notation is 1. Then in the third level personality facet, that is the country of origin is India, and the fourth level personality epoch of origin, here N5, the decade of 1950s is considered here. Therefore the class number will be A46, 144, N5 according to the facet formula for Generalia bibliography. You may consult page number 2.29 in colon classification 6th revised edition. Another such example is Catalogue of Cambridge University Press. The bibliography or the list publishers catalog covering all the subjects. So it comes under the main class Generalia bibliography, denoted by small a. Then it is published in a book form. So the first level personality facet and denoted by the notation 4-3, and in the second level personality facet we get publishers catalog, the notation 3, and third level personality facet using alphabetical device we get CUP for Cambridge University Press. The facet formula given as A, P, P2, P3, P4. Therefore, the class number is A43, 3 CUP. Another example to show some difference we are presenting here collections of maps and atlases in New Zealand in 21st century. Here it is also collection of maps and atlases. It comes under the Generalia bibliography class because maps and atlases may cover many subjects, may be considered here. So collections of maps and atlases, that is a bibliography, and that is in Generalia class. So it is a Generalia bibliography. But the New Zealand space isolate and the year 2020 time isolate are not treated as the place of origin or the year of origin, as we have seen in the previous example. It is not understood here that the collections of maps and atlases are covering the place New Zealand. As we have seen that in case of Indian National Bibliography, there the bibliography covers all the publications published on or about India. But here collections of maps and atlases, if not clear from the title that the place of origin or place of coverage is New Zealand, it will not be treated as the P3 of the Generalia bibliography class. And similarly, 2020 is also not showing the epoch of origin of these collections of maps and atlases. Therefore, the class number is synthesized as A, then first level personality facet map of Generalia bibliography is 17. Then the space isolate for New Zealand is denoted by the notation 937, and the time isolate, the year 2020, is denoted by capital P20. So finally the class number is synthesized as A17.937 apostrophe capital P20. We show here another example. Union Catalogue of Scientific Periodicals in Great Britain brought up to the year 1900. Here, the Union Catalogue, the coverage is Great Britain and the year is 1900, but it is not a generally a bibliography because the subject coverage is natural sciences, that is a scientific periodical. So the basic class is clearly stated here, science, and denoted by the notation capital A. Then from ACI we get notation for bibliography small a, and for periodicals again we get notation from anteriorizing common isolate, that is small m, and both the ACI may be brought together with the basic subject science. And then Great Britain is denoted by the notation 56, and it will be treated by the personality facet of M periodical by using geographical device. Similarly, P2 of M periodical ACI is to be obtained by using the chronological device, and thus the 1900 is denoted by the notation capital N00, and P2 of M will be capital N00. So finally the class number will be synthesized as capital A, then small a, small m, then 56 for Great Britain, comma, capital N00 for the year 1900. As it is a bibliography on specific subject, we must consider that basic subject, and it is not a generally a bibliography class. Now we move on to main class, library science, denoted by the notation 2. The facet formula is 2, then personality, semicolon matter, colon energy, then second round of personality. Here, first round of personality P is the kind of library. Its isolates are enumerated and the isolate number 4 can be further sharpened by subject device. Matter is the kind of document under process. Its isolates are the same as that of personality of Generalia bibliography. Isolates in energy facet indicate library techniques, procedures and processes. Now we show some examples in the subject library science. Classifying manuscripts according to D-decimal classification in the religious libraries of India in the year 2010. Here the main class library science, and go to page number 2.30 of colon classification 6th revised edition. There you see the religious library is to be obtained by using subject device under the array 4 in first level personality facet. So here religious library will be 4 within parenthesis capital Q, as the notation for religion is capital Q in colon classification, and then the notation for the manuscript in the matter facet is to be obtained from the Generalia bibliography class as instruction given. Then in the E facet, DDC classification is denoted by 5.1 individualized by capital M7, as D-decimal classification was first published in the year 1876. So up to taking up to decade number, we get capital M7 using the chronological device for DDC classification, and here the procedure classification according to DDC scheme, it is the energy facet, and India is denoted by 44 in space facet, and 2010 is denoted by capital P10 in time facet. Therefore, the class number will be 2, 4 within parenthesis Q, religious library, then manuscript in religious library semicolon 12, then colon 51 M7 classification by D-decimal classification scheme of manuscripts in religious library, and it is in India and in the year 2010. Dot 44 apostrophe capital P10. Another example is presented here, colon classification of microfilms in economics in the university libraries in India in 1980s. Similarly, all the facets are same, only the isolates may differ as it is colon classification. So colon classification was first published in 1933. So colon classification will be 5.1 N3 in the energy facet. In the matter facet, it is microfilm. So it will be again taking from the Generalia bibliography class. The notation will be 1512. And the type of library in the personality facet, it is university library denoted by the notation 3.4 in the library science class. Here we get the second round personality facet. For this, see rule 924, and 2P is to be obtained by using subject device preceded by 9. In the rule 924, we get the rule for subject device, we get the rule for obtaining isolate number in second round personality, and there is a correction, and in annexure page number 23 we get that correction, that the subject device is to be preceded by the digit 9 in the second round personality facet. Then again, the space facet India will be denoted by 44, and time facet 1980s will be denoted by capital N8, as it is 1980s, the decade is said here. So the class number will be synthesized as 234 university library. They are microfilms, the matter denoted by semicolon 1512, then energy facet 51N3 indicated by colon, then second round personality facet obtained by using subject device preceded by the digit 9. So, comma 9 within parenthesis x, then dot 44 for space isolate, apostrophe capital N8 for 1980s. So, in this class today, we have discussed what is understood by Generalia documents, what different types of documents may be treated as Generalia documents, how they are treated in colon classification. We have also studied the steps of synthesizing class numbers of Generalia documents according to colon classification 6th revised edition. Then we have also covered the basic subject library science and its different facets and isolates, the concerned rules, facet formula, and steps for constructing class numbers of different compound subjects within the basic subject library science. We have elaborated the steps of synthesizing class numbers with suitable and arbitrarily taken titles. Learners are always advised to keep with them colon classification 6th revised edition while following these classes, as these are practice classes, and without following the schedules it is nearly impossible to know the steps of synthesizing classes, to know the facets and isolates of different main classes. So you must have to follow the schedules and the rules of specific classes whenever we are practicing class numbers in our session. We are showing some self-assessment questions here. You must try yourself, and that is all for today's class.